saying a lot. Eventually we got to the point in her trolling. Oh, and by her, I'm sorry. Her name is Mika Knight. Let me say that into Mika Knight with a K, like in the British Times when you were knighted. That's how it's spelled. Is that petty? It's possibly. I don't know. But I just want to be clear who we talking about here. I'm not ducking, no smoke. I don't hide from nobody. Anybody who know me, which is a whole bunch of y'all, know that DA not one of them. So I kept asking her to pull her punches. She wouldn't do it. Whatever the case may be, she was real upset. Now, at the end of the broadcast in which me and my brother was shooting, while I was turning the camera off, it was said that she's annoying. I don't know her. She's not on none of my social media accounts. So it is what it is. She was quite upset about that being said and didn't take kindly to it. So what did she choose to do? She jumped in my inbox. Great. So she started calling me like 2 or 3 times. But like as per usual, when I shoot a live, when I shoot a podcast, y'all be calling me, hey bro, you should have said this, you should have responded to my comment. For those of you who are like loyal, true fans, got my number, mess with me the long way, call me on Facebook, whatever the case may be. Not a lot of y'all, but those who, who chime in, hitting me up, shooting me text messages, DMing me, whatever the case may be. You should have spoke to this. You should have spoke to that. So I'm fielding these calls and some text messages. And Miss Knight was trying to reach out to me, but I wasn't receiving her call. So at that point, she got upset. Now, what I'm about to say again, I'm not being petty. I'm not being malicious. I'm going to use that situation from last Friday in my inbox to prove the point of discourse between men and women. That's another empty word that I said I was going to throw to prove the discourse between men and women, men and women when it comes to being in love, relationships, and breakups. Because the way we choose to deal with things is offset. It's kind of like the worst you've ever seen. It's at an all-time high, but there are a few mitigating. There's another empty word. Man, somebody better get this boy a dictionary. There are a few mitigating circumstances as to why we do these things. But first, I want to get into the scenario at hand, and then I want to move that out of the way, and then I will use it reference points to prove what I'm trying to say. Now, am I 100% right? Yes, of course, God damn it. 1, because I'm fine. 2, because I'm fine. 3, because I'm a Taurus. And 4, because I'm fine. I don't have 5 reasons. I only have 4. That's just because I didn't want to say I was fine again, because that might be considered like I'm being conceited, I'm vague, I'm empty, I'm shallow. Whatever the case may be, I am him. So, this might come off as me being a little bit forceful, but I'm not. I'm only using it to reference my points. So, at some point, let me throw these back on because I need to read. At some point of me not answering my phone, Miss Knight was upset with me. And this is how it went. I'm not kidding. This is how it went. It's a bit of reading, so you know what I'm saying? Don't hold me. I might stumble over some words, but that's because I'm not that smart. Again, if you're here, I'm in Facebook jail. Share this post. This is my off page. I had some technical difficulties earlier. Please share this to your page because it needs to get out. So, the first message Miss Knight sent to me after she tried to call me, she said, I'm happy to join your podcast. You aren't, no. So, okay. Let me backtrack. At the end of it, she was trolling, and whatever she said, I was like, yeah, bro, we had to get you on, whatever the case may be, blah, 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 because you obviously want to talk. Case in point, the name of the podcast, I just want to talk. There it is, right there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give everybody their opportunity. So this is what she said. She was like, I'm happy to join your podcast. You aren't threatening to me at all. Let me know when you're ready. To that, I responded, how about I pull up on you? You know what I mean? So you can feel comfortable in your element. So this is what this version of I Just Want to Talk is. It's I just want to talk on a pull up, which I didn't put all of that in the description or whatever the case may be because I got a lot going on today. Whatever. Shut up. I don't care. Share this right now. So I was like, I can pull up on you so you can feel comfortable in your element. She proceeded to say, and this is a deleted text, but I actually took a picture of it on my watch because I was appalled. Another one of those empty words. Somebody get this word dictionary. I was appalled by what she said. I was like, so yeah, I could pull up on you, whatever the case may be. So then she called me again. I didn't answer because I was still on the phone. So she says, Sure, I'm in DC. When can you be here? This is where the conversation turns for the worse. For whatever reason, it went left. She called me, threw up the emoji sign, like, what's going on? I'm like, bro, I'm on the phone. I'm like, but my brother lives in DC, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch for me to get that way. First, it's not a bad comment, but it's a little snooty for me. She goes, okay, I didn't ask you about your family tree, but when can you be here? Me thinking that was funny, I sent the laughing emojis. I was like, okay, bro, well, I'll let you know. She sent another message that she deleted. Um, but in that message, she said something to the effect of, well, hey, why don't you fly here tomorrow? Um, you know what I'm saying? Like, why don't you fly here tomorrow? We could shoot the podcast. And I'm like, fly there tomorrow? She like, yeah, what you was talking that big money talk, what you broke? Like, you can't be here. I can be wherever you are tomorrow, your time. Say the word. I I'm paraphrasing, but I have it. I'll post it in the comments. You know what? I'm not paraphrasing. I am paraphrasing, but here, let me post her response in the comments. Um, it's the live. Go to your photos. That's what I need. Oh, it's only gonna let me. No, it's only gonna let me talk. No, wait. Copy link, right? Post. No, so it's only gonna let me. I'll post it like after, so you can just kind of go back in the video. I swear to God, and look up all of this. I'm not swearing to God. It's not. It's not that important to me. Whatever the case may be. But she was like, "You still on the phone?" She tried to call me again. She was like, "You still on the phone?" She sent me her number. I'm not gonna give y'all her number, whatever the case may be, because that would be petty. She was like, "But here, call me since you had so much to say when the podcast cut out." First and foremost, I think she was misunderstood because if and then not throwing nobody under the bus, but my voice is very distinctive. I'm a few octaves off of my father, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. I was just telling her this ain't the smoke you want, so I think that's what she was talking about. But again, this ain't the smoke you want. So to her message about me not being able to fly to DC or her flying to wherever I'm at any time, I'm like, yo, relax, big spender. It's not a priority to me to sit down with you. I'm like, you a little aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Because she's coming at me like I need to come talk to her, bro. Chill. She was like, well, you was talking big shit. I thought you was serious. Anybody, again, who knows me, share this, by the way. I'm in Facebook jail. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm very serious about my craft. I'm very serious about this podcast and shit. If y'all see all this equipment that's sitting around behind this camera that I had to plug up just so y'all can be here to see this. But again, that's a pot shot. It may not be nothing to y'all, but it's very, very detrimental to me. One of those empty words. Detrimental to me to have all of this and put it together so that I can show you how this is so important to me working on my craft. So I'm like, hey, bro, I don't even know you. Relax. Be smooth. You okay? So to that, she responds, okay, have a good night. So I'm like, all right, bet. When she say have a good night, I was a little bit perturbed. Those empty words. Get this dictionary. I was like, bro, you got a lot of energy and you real aggressive when you talking to me. Where's your man at? You need to release some of that. Now, to that, she wasn't feeling that at all. And when I say it went left before, this is where it severely went left because she recorded 5 voice things that you send through voice DMs or whatever the case may be. And in those voice DMs, I can only, excuse me, that was very rude. I can only vaguely, another one of those fucking empty words. Somebody get this man a dictionary. I can only vaguely remember what she was saying, but it was blows to my ego. So when I asked her where was her man at, I was only meaning, in a sense, you're spending a lot of your energy on me. The hour that it was at night, we started shooting at 10. It was like 12 o'clock at night. Go release some of that pent up aggression. Oh, here we go. Some lame ass nigga. Excuse my language, but this is, I'm giving you this. Some lame ass nigga questioning me about my man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. No, nigga, what you need to be worried about is blowy, 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 blowy. But then she goes on to tell me about how I'm broke. How the question that I asked her gives her little member, like the male member vibes. The eggplant emoji, saying that I had a small, which, you know, whatever. She went on to say how I lived in a small town and how me living in a small town was indicative of the way that I speak and the things that I aspire to and how I'll, you know, no matter how hard I try, never amount to anything. Now, if anybody knows me, you know how hard I go for this. And I'm not just talking about this microphone, these headphones. I'm talking about my grocery store. I'm talking about these movie scripts that I write. I'm talking about getting home into homelessness in Joliet. I'm talking, bro, the list goes on and on and on. She talked about, oh, I could tell by who, like the way you talk, your daddy was in jail your whole life. You know what I'm saying? And all you need is in search of a father figure. At this point, now I'm really laughing because I'm like, oh, you got time. She went on to say a lot of things, but it stretched me out the wrong way because my thing is, one, you don't know me, I don't know you. Two, you're angry for what? You're proving whatever was said to be true. Here you are giving stalker vibes, not blaming anybody or trying to sound accusatory. There's another one of those empty words. Get this guy a dictionary. But I'm like, bro, like you blowing my phone down over a live. Like, chill, grow up. You know what I'm saying? I sent her a LOL. She sent me, I told you to call me. She like, I'm like, but you couldn't be further from the truth. Like you saying all of this about me, but you don't know me. So she like, well, I just gathered all of that from your podcast that you don't take feedback well. It's not giving leadership vibes. Like, I'm like, bro, you big tripping. So what I did, I mean, y'all know me, shit, shameless plugs all the time, no matter what the situation is. I sent her the link for the podcast. I'm like, since you seem to know so much about me, just check this out because you pigeonholing me. Another thing that she said, oh, wait, pigeonholing. There's another one of those empty words. Somebody get this kid a dictionary. Another thing that what she said, she was like, I take from, in her voicemail, I take from your podcast that you hate black women. You know what I'm saying? You don't love your mother or something. She said, and I'm just like, bro, you really don't know me. But the only reason why she's getting this energy is because I've heard that too many times. I hate black women. I'm only talking about black women. Let me put a pause in our conversation to explain to you people the degree of what I love black women. First of all, I have two black daughters. Their mother is black. My mother is black. My sisters are black. Um, my kids' mothers are black. I don't deal with, no disrespect to anybody, Caucasian women, Hispanic women, Asian women. So if anytime I'm going to have a conversation about my indiscretions, another empty word, get this kid a fucking dictionary. If anytime I'm going to have a conversation about my indiscretions with the opposite sex as it pertains to me and relationships and loves and the ups and downs things I've been through, who else am I going to speak to but black women? I've only dealt with black women. So I can't get up here and talk about how white women treat their boyfriends because never been with a white girl. Well, in a sense, but that's another story. That's for the late night podcast. You know what I'm saying? Those football days, boy, they were amazing. Shout out to my guys. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. But she started to attack my character, and this is something that you're not going to do, and seemingly get away with just because you don't know me. If you were somebody who was close to me and you came with these accusations, I could almost give you some merit. But the fact that you don't know me and you shooting these shots, it really lifted it out of me. So I sent her the link for the podcast. And then she was like shooting a shot. I was like, bro, you're the absolute epitome of what you're saying that I'm against. Meaning you're saying I'm against black women, but all I said my podcasts are the epitome of what you said I'm against. I talk about everything. But when I talk about the misconceptions of transgenderism and homosexuality, nobody pays attention to that. When I talk about black men and what they go through paying child support, not speaking not negatively on any of the women who got men on child support, but when I speak to what black men go through who pay child support, nobody listens to that. When I give the statistics of why sex is overrated, nobody listens to that. So when I get on this podcast or when I get on this blue app and I make posts, I only post the ignorant stuff that y'all like to talk about because y'all can send it to me all the time. If I'm lying, bro, I will post my DMs. Like, I'm not that petty, but I will post my DMs so y'all can see that y'all send me just about everything that I post. And when I say y'all, I mean women. Now, some of it be my guys, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we trade posts, we send each other videos, and I'm like, often I'll talk about that or we'll go over to whatever the case may be. But most of the time, majorly, it's people of color, black women, who send me the stuff that I post. So she goes on to say, after I send her the link for the podcast. She's like, what's this supposed to be? I'm like, go through the videos and find out. She like, oh, so you trying to get me to subscribe to your channel? LOL. She like, not you trying to get your views up. Oh man. I'm like, please don't do that. Again, she calls. I just ignore the call because now I'm on a call. Like, this ain't even about the show. It's a real call. So she like, call me, DA. You obviously got time to. But if you look at our message gaps, I don't, because I'm having conversations. Me and my brother is going over the live, and I'm on the phone or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, man, it's not worth it to me to call you. I don't think that I'm disrespecting you with any. I don't want to disrespect you with any of my comedic candor. She like, you can't disrespect me. You're not in position. Here we go. I told y'all I was about to get juicy. I'm like, I'm fielding calls from the show, and I'm doing more important things. I'm good. She like, trust me, I gathered everything that I needed from watching your podcast. So then I come back. I'm like, well, damn, 550 people, by the way, in 2 hours. That was amazing. Amazing. You guys are amazing. I'm like, 550 people took the time out to watch me this evening because I aspire to be more. Oh, damn, you were one of them. So I'm kind of giving a little bit back, but I'm not going back and forth with her. So she like, LOL, you know what, I did. And I was really hoping that you had something of substance to say, but you disappointed me. She was like, you disappoint people a lot in your life, don't you? And I sent the laughing emoji, bro. I swear to God, bro, I can post all of this stuff. I'm not going to hold y'all, bro. She like, I was rooting for you. I'm like, well, that's your fault. You set your expectations too high. Me, because I'm an asshole. That's a cuss word. Didn't mean that. My daughter could be watching. So she was like, no, actually, I thought Dennis was talking and I wanted to hear him since I think he might have some type of intelligence. She was like, but boy, you know, I wasn't watching that podcast for no 2 hours. Stop it. So if you wasn't watching the podcast for 2 hours, how did you know how long it was? But I could be wrong. She could have been looking at the hours at the top of the screen, whatever. And again, I'm talking about Mika Knight. Again, share this to your page. Again, I'm going to start to have a real conversation here soon. I just want to lay the landscape for what I'm about to say to you guys. So at a point, I'm like, good night, Miss Knight. But you are entertaining. So she say good night. She was like, and that was it. She didn't say anything else. That was very entertaining for me. I am of the sense in my mature self that I could have gave her everything she was looking for. Looking back on it now, I believe that I didn't, because to be honest, if I can take the honesty hat and put it on, it weighs on me when y'all tell me that I don't like black women. That hurts my feelings because I love. I was about to do what somebody told me I always do. I love black women, bro. Listen, I'm not a particular fan of twerking. I'm not a big twerking guy. But outside of that, like black women, bro, with legs, oh my God, without the nice boot. Like, I ain't the type, bro, you need a big booty. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, obviously how I come off, it gives people little eggplant emoji vibes. So I can't handle a girl with a big wallop sized booty. But just like, bro, I'm telling you, black women lips, y'all eyes, y'all attitudes, the way y'all carry yourselves, it's just amazing to me. I love black women. What I don't like is black bitches. Take that how you want to. Report this live. I don't care. I don't care, because at this point, every female who says that I don't like black women, they're a bitch. I'm going to call a spade, period. I'm not disrespecting nobody, but I'm going to tell you this is why you're a bitch. Because you will talk about me in hair salons. You will talk about me in nail places to get your feet done, the mani pedis. You'll talk about me when y'all are having girls' night, bro. I hear it all. I keep telling y'all, I am like that for real. Like, I'm probably like one of the coolest niggas you gonna ever meet in your life, because I don't intentionally F with people. I'm not one of them, bro. And this platform gives me the opportunity to tell y'all all of this that men really think. So a lot of women like me. So when y'all sit in these circles and y'all powwow and talk crazy about me, I promise you it gets back to me. But that said, let's get to the point of the evening. The discourse between men and women as it pertains to relationships. So one thing that I did take from my conversation with Miss Knight, at a point, she was like, in one of her recordings, she was like, what men fail to realize is, you know, a lot of times you all reach because y'all didn't have fathers in y'all lives. So what say you to the women that grew up without fathers? That was a fucking bar. I'm talking about a bar like no other. I want to make sure I got this right. Here, let me make sure I want. Yeah, no. I pretty much touched on everything that I wanted to say. So now let me get to the podcast aspect of this. Um, the one thing that again that stood pat with me and her saying that a lot of women grow up without fathers, that struck a chord. Anytime I'm arguing with anybody, it might come off as I'm just being combative or I'm just being an asshole. Usually that's what it is. But I promise you, I take the conversation had and I run with it. And when I get back by myself, it plays through my mind over and over again. So initially throughout the week, as I was thinking about what I was gonna say tonight and how I was gonna drag this girl through the streets, my more mature self said, "Da, it's not worth your time because it's not because I'm not that individual." But I did want to give y'all the backdrop of our conversation. But here is the problem that persists as we stand today when we look at relationships between men and women, being in love and breakups and how everything plays out. So a lot of times you have to look at it the situation where people are attention getters, right? Everybody wants attention nowadays. So this is where I started with Miss Knight. As the podcast numbers grew, she was watching, bro. All of y'all be watching. Like for all of y'all who be like, oh man, bro, it's people who I thought didn't have Facebook accounts. But to catch me in the street, hey man, that was a fire show last night, man. Oh man, I saw that podcast you put up, bro. That was a hit. So a lot of y'all be watching, bro, and y'all don't want the world to know y'all watching, but it's cool. I'm okay with that because at the end of the day, I just want the views. My temperature level is going up. Everybody, excuse me, that was very rude. I just belched. Again, share this. It's at the top of my thing. Sooner or later, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna want y'all to start commenting. Maybe y'all have been already. I don't know. Maybe y'all rocking with me. Maybe y'all not. Maybe y'all listening. I hope you are. But if you're not, that's cool too. A lot of times we all want attention. We need attention. And this is what I took from her because she watched for a little while before she started commenting. Because she started off with the who is these two dudes? Who is dude in the white? Who is dude in the gray? We were obviously tagged in the podcast description. So that's what it is. But I noticed that. I noticed that. So this thing that I came up with, bro, is a lot of times we hear these conversations about, you know, when kids are born, they need two parents in the household. You don't need two parents in the household because you can have two parents in the household and you can have two parents that are ass, you know, who don't raise their children right, who just rear them, feed them, clothe them, clean them, feed them, clothe them, clean them. You know what I mean? You don't get the necessary aspects that you need from having a two parent household if your parents aren't loving, if they're not compassionate, if they're not nurturing, if you're not being disciplined properly. So these are the things that you need. So oftentimes this is what happens in single parent households because you're only getting half of what you need. More than likely, I'll only speak to this side because I don't know the percentages on the other side. I don't know the exact percentages on the side I'm going to speak to, but mothers raise their children. Mothers raise sons, mothers raise daughters. Fathers are few and far between, especially in our generation, the one directly beneath us and then the one directly above. Well, in my generation, the one directly beneath me and the one right above me. So when I say directly beneath me, I mean those people like 20 to 35 or 20 to 30. And then when I say people above me, I say like from 40 to 45. I'm not saying really 50 because a lot of these women and parents were, you know, they had two parent households. They had two parent households. This thing is a whole lot deeper, bro. But let me explain something to you. Back when we were kids, bro, our parents had to work twice as hard as parents had to work in the 60s and the 70s. So I'm an 80s baby, so I can speak to this directly. My mother had two jobs. My stepfather had a couple jobs, but he was also who he was. That's a long story. We was okay financially. But a lot of times parents working, you know what I'm saying, that situation, you know, gets lost in translation. So we had my mom and my stepdad, you know what I'm saying, on the weekends or whatever the case may be. But throughout the week, my sister, shout out to her, was instrumental in raising her little brothers. My sister's the oldest, and she got three little brothers. I'm sorry, it's four of us. She did a phenomenal fucking job at raising her little brothers. I'm talking about, bro. If y'all don't know how I love my sister, it's amazing. Like she just different. But my sister did a great job, so we were reared right. Like in my house growing up, not to give y'all too much about me, but we couldn't say hate, shut up, stupid, lie, these types of things. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't steal. We couldn't fight each other while my mom was home, at least. I was younger, so I wasn't doing no fight anyway. But anyway, I'm making a point. A lot of times growing up, bro, parents in the 90s, in the late 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, they was working. So when you didn't have a two-parent household, men that were raised by women were told, man up. Be a man. Don't cry. Don't show no emotion. Don't complain. This is how we were raised. You a boy. You can't be whining all the time. Shut the fuck up. Be a man. Like, this is the stuff that you heard, bro. Be emotionless. Show no signs of weakness. You can't complain about anything. You're not allowed to cry. No matter what the task is, just get it done because you are a man. You should not be expressing no type of feeling whatsoever. I promise you, if I'm lying, I'm flying. I cannot make this shit up, bro. The way that women were raised with emotion. You know what I'm saying? You your mother's daughter. Y'all always bumped heads because y'all was just alike. You know what I mean? Women were raised in a way of being soft, taught to express themselves vocally. Often because, you know what I'm saying? Often because men don't display emotion, women lash out verbally. And that is because of the way that they were raised. You're raised by a single mother. You didn't have a father standing in the way telling you, hey, listen, baby, these boys only want what's between your legs. They're gonna lie to you, they're gonna cheat, they're gonna do all of this. When women don't have a man growing up in their life that they can be looked to, that they can look up to and be shown the way of how to do things, that's where things start to go wrong. The one person that I can take my hat off, man, and give him all the credit 100% is my older brother. Man, my older brother literally dated his daughter. If any of you fuck niggas take that the wrong way, I smack the fuck out y'all in the real way because I love my brother. Don't play with me. My brother took his daughters out on dates, bro. He took them to their dances. He pulled chairs out for them. He bought them expensive meals. He bought them cheap meals. I know this because I was there for it all, and I do it with my 16-year-old daughter. Not the expensive meal part because I don't have any money. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But my brother showed his daughters how a man should treat a woman. So when women grow up without experiencing that, the only thing that they take out of their relationships with their mother is that when I get mad, I say what comes to the top of my head. Period. I'm going to say whatever I need to say to bring you down to my level. That is an issue. Keep that in mind. With men being raised in these homes, again, like I said, you know what I'm saying? You are taught to man up. Even if you had two parents in the household and your dad wasn't always there, he was working, it was just, boy, don't cry. Boy, be this, be that, man up. You fall down, it's good. You're gonna be all right. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off. Whereas, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times with my sons, when they was falling down, I was picking them up. No, I wasn't overly emotional, but I was dusting them off. When they was crying, hey, go ahead, get it out, bro. You apparently it hurt shit. Motherfucker, if I had rock pebbles stuck in my knee and blood dripping everywhere, I'd be crying too. But that said, a lot of young men didn't grow up with fathers. And the generation above us, because they fathers was in jail, my generation, the generation below, it's systematic. It's a whole lot deeper than I care to explain, but I'm just trying to get to the gist of what I'm saying. So when you have men growing up not showing emotion, not expressing anything, not complaining, this is what y'all call a toxic trait, but in reality, it's not a toxic trait at all. He just was reared a certain way. Watch this. Girl gets in a relationship at 17, 18, 19. She been in a relationship with this dude 2 years in high school, possibly a year in college, or maybe if they just went into the workforce, whatever. They break up. This is her first relationship. She in love with this dude, whatever. It don't work out. They break up. Boom. Maybe he cheated. Especially if she was dating me. I definitely no. Let me stop. That's not funny. That's not funny. Whew, DA, you be doing too much, bro. So anyway, she will take that hurt and go into her next relationship. And then when that relationship don't work out, that's just a dude who wanted to hit it and quit it. But ultimately, she gets pregnant by this dude. Watch this. They spend a year together. For whatever reason, relationships go bad like right when the baby is born. Like when you pregnant, everything is great. I don't know if this is true. Y'all tell me in the comments. Say something to me. Let me know if I'm wrong. Ultimately, in a relationship, when a woman gets pregnant, the relationship ends right at the baby being born, whatever the case may be. So now she got a baby daddy that she's still lightweight messing with. You know what I'm saying? She's still hurt from her other relationship, but now she draws a line between these two relationships. Neither one of them worked out. So now, she hitting her baby daddy from time to time, but he hitting everybody else. Probably give her STD, whatever the case may be. She breaks away from her baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? She meet another dude. Now, I'm not saying that this is the case for all women, so don't jump in here talking crazy. But she gets pregnant by another guy 2 years down the line. Now she like 25, 2 kids, two different baby daddies. And then she gets into a relationship with a dude that's good for her. But because how she treated the other three last dudes she was with, yeah, now she started talking to this good dude, Reckless. But he like, man, these ain't even my fucking kids. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? But he could have been showing her the world. But because of how she talked to him, things went left and it didn't work out. So they broke up. Now she starts to carry these situations with her relationship to relationship. Before I get too far in this, let me get to these men and how they work. Because men were raised to show no emotion. Men were raised not to complain because men were raised not to express their feelings ever because it's a sign of weakness. The man gets into a relationship with a girl. Say they have a couple kids, they rocking strong. For whatever reason, they fall out. You know what I'm saying? As he gets older, matures, he gets better jobs, he getting a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? He start humping around. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in demand now. He's coming into his mature phase. He's getting a beard. I got a beard. You know what I'm saying? He got get his hair cut every week. Got these dimples, these white pearlies. Everything is going good for this guy, right? So he cheats. Him and his girl break up, but he really didn't want to lose her. Just what happens. He didn't want to lose her, but he's hurt. When he found out she getting took down by an ugly dude or a dude that he didn't like or one of the ops, or maybe she getting took down by one of the guys in the hood that he knew, whatever the case may be, now he's salty. Because now when he called, when they break up for that next year and a half or whatever, that next year, she giving him some coochie. He hitting it every now and again, but he hitting it without the relationship. So he living his life. He out in the world hitting other chicks. He hitting his baby mama still. But baby mama cut it off because now she in love again. She's in deep like in another relationship. So she's doing her thing in the world, right? But again, we all want attention. We all want attention. So he's doing his thing. She's doing her thing. She says, I don't want to mess with you no more. I got a new boyfriend. Now he tight. But he can't express himself because that's a sign of weakness, right? So he moves along. He gets into another relationship with another girl. The minute she shows any signs of what he been through, he like, well, shit, I don't want to get hurt again. So I'm gonna just tell my guys, I don't fuck with shorty like that. I'm just hitting her, whatever the case may be. Wooty wham, wooty wham. And then he find out, oh, okay, one of the guys like, well, shit, if he just hitting her, shit, shorty was been trying to get me some coochie, so I made her too. He find out one of the guys hitting her. Now he's super tight. Now she a hoe. But he was kissing her all in the mouth, taking her out everywhere, being seen lakefront, to the movies, brunches, day parties, the whole nine. But now he embarrassed because everybody knows somebody else hitting her. You know what I'm saying? She get into it with dude. She tell dude, oh, I can't mess with you no more. So dude, he a sucker. He grew up without a father. He been through this 10 times before this relationship even happened. He posts her all on social media, all her nudes. This is what happens when men grow up without fathers, because they get to a point where they no longer know what to do with their emotions. This is the discourse. It's how we're raised, and you all don't see that. I'm getting ready to quote Smokey. Smokey put up a post the other day to the effect of, like, you get hurt so many times in relationships that by the time you get somebody good, you can't even see them because you keep seeing your past. I'm sorry, Smokey, for butchering that, because what you said was really profound. But that's what led me to this. Going back, let me reference Miss Knight. She started trolling on my live, not knowing what she was doing, looking for attention, thinking it was cool. If I'm wrong, fine. I don't give a fuck. There it is again. She was trolling. Where she fucked up at in my live, going back looking at it later, is when I seen me and my brother was like in a heated argument, and she posted, I wish I had a man in my life to look at me the way the dude in the gray look at the dude in the white. I didn't take too kind to that. I'm okay with you trolling me, Miss Knight, but don't play with me like that, bro. I'm not one of them. Now you might say, oh, he seemed tight, he seemed this, he seemed that. No, I'm very respectful in everything that I say and everything that I do. I'll toe the line so far, but I won't disrespect you. And that was very disrespectful. And I kept giving you opportunities to back off. That was a bit much. I don't watch my lives. After this shit go off, I'm not gonna watch it. Everybody else gonna watch it. They might give it some time tomorrow. Whoever put eyes on it, they put eyes on it. I don't even watch my podcast that I pre-record. I send them to somebody else to get edited and broke down, or I might skim through it. But when I saw that you seeked attention on my live and played with me and my brother, somebody that I love dearly, I don't play that way. So you wanted my attention and you fully got it. Bro, I promise you, I had it in my mind to go to a different place with you because I picked out your weaknesses. You a bully. You're a fucking bully. You sit on your high horse, your good job, you making a lot of money, and you thinking niggas ain't shit because a lot of niggas hurt you. It ain't our fault, baby. I don't not like black women. I hate black bitches who are hurt. And so they start to pour off their hurt on everybody else. They start to push their thumb down on everybody else. You don't even know me, sweetheart. You jumped in my inbox and you came, but you caught me at the right fucking time. I promise you. You hear me saying profanities, you hear my octaves raising a little bit. I'm still not upset, but I'm trying to punch home this point to you, sweetheart. You're hurt, and that's okay. But it wasn't my fault. If you want to sit down, we can talk through that. I'll catch a fucking flight to DC tomorrow, because I'm like that for real. I'm not going to play with you. Don't take my situation and everything that's going on in my life and think that I'm broken, because I'm not. I created everything. To your little sister, Yolanda, I get what you was doing, sweetheart. You was protecting your family, but you protecting your family for the wrong reason. Me and you both know why you was protecting your family. Slow down. Don't step into a bullet that wasn't meant for you, or whatever Drake said. I'm not being a tough guy, but when you jump in my inbox, either one of the Night Sisters, Shari, shout out to you, bro, because you did what you was supposed to do. I'll fuck with you, have you pretty as fuck, low key. If it don't work out, let's work it out. That aside, I'm not a tough guy. Y'all don't have to talk to me tough. I don't want to be a tough guy, so don't talk to me tough. It's not enough to get in the way for me. But when you start playing with who I am and how I go about my life, that's disrespectful, baby. I'm not one of them. Don't do that to me because I wouldn't do it to you. That aside, let me climb down this soapbox now. We go through things in life, y'all, and relationships fucking hurt. But take the time. I was just inboxing my girl Danny. We was going back and forth. That's all I'm gonna say her name. She told me, man, yeah, I took the last 2 years, bro, to go to school to get my degree. I said, well, man, I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, what the bam. We going back and forth. She like, man, I took time for me. I stayed single through it all. I fell in love with me. I'm not saying that y'all got to take ladies 2, 3 years, 4 years, however long, whatever. But you have to take the time that it takes to heal because hurt people. And that's what a lot of these men are who grew up without fathers. That's what a lot of these men are. Excuse me, that was very rude. I just belched. That's what a lot of these men are who grew up without mothers. They're hurt because they didn't get the compassion, they didn't get the nurturing, they didn't get the right style of fathering in their lives. So they fucked up out here in the world because society on TV, the phones in their hand, everywhere they go, they're hearing sex sales. Get as much pussy as you can. Miss Knight, you thought my daddy was in jail? That motherfucker ain't in jail. He been telling me to get money and fuck bitches my whole life. Now, somebody might say that's the wrong thing to tell your son. But he also said, son, here, I bought this home. It's yours. It's a foreclosure. Do what you're supposed to do with it. I taught you how to play with money. Do it the right way. I fumbled the fucking bag. My daddy been in my life my whole life, shorty. Chill. You don't know me. He got money for real. I'm the one out here dropping the ball because I know what I should be doing, but I'm like everybody else. Just like Prince said, get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. I wanted to do this street shit, and I fucked up. I dug a hole. I just dug an even bigger hole, but that's another story that's not here. That's neither here nor there. Everybody goes through something, but don't put the weight of what you went through on somebody else because you kept shooting shots at me, baby. But I'm grown. I'm grown. So if you want to come and talk to me, if you want to call me on the phone, now you can. But don't call me on the phone with nothing but Let's talk through what I've been through, DA, because now I see what you're saying. And if I'm wrong, just put it on my wall. Motherfucker, you wrong. And that's just it. I have no more time for you. I have no more time for the issues. Yes, I put up the clickbait shit about me dragging you publicly. I'm not one of them because I'm not going to take them shots because that's what you wanted from me. Because that's how you did all of those other men who hurt you. You drugged them. The ones later on who probably didn't even deserve it. You drugged them and they didn't deserve that. And now you hurt, so you want to put that off on every man. But somebody put it off on you and they was hurt, but they didn't know how to deal with it because of the way they was raised. We all seeing this thing the wrong way. It's not what men don't do. It's not what women don't do. It's how we've been affected through time over and over and over again. It's a perpetual cycle. There's another one of those can empty words. Somebody get this kid a dictionary. I said I was going to climb off my petty post. Sweetheart, you said get somebody need to get this man a dictionary. I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm highly educated. I'm a reader. Yeah. Yeah. My daddy paid for me to go to school. I dropped out. Illinois State looked me up. I dropped, like, bro, that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is we have to stop leaning on each other, men and women, because it's not necessary for us to lean on each other. And then we get on this blue app and we look at it and we think that everything is real life on this blue app. The only real life issues on this blue app is the initial post about somebody saying this person hurt me or that person hurt me. Stop putting your whole life on camera. Stop putting your whole life on the internet. Stop putting your whole life into social media. Put your whole life into something that means something. However much you got to focus on whatever you're doing, make that your focus. Because you will continuously be hurt and let down by people who don't have your best interests at heart. Hey, whew. I apologize for that. Miss Knight, if I disrespected you in any way last Friday, let me show you how grown I am. So should you reach out to me again, I promise you, sweetheart, please come correct. I apologize if me or my brother said anything that was out of sorts about you. But it was only, just as you said, an assumption of who we, he, me thought you were. Just the same way as you made the assumption of who you thought I was. Were you wrong? Maybe to some degree. I'm a petty motherfucker. I get down with it every now and again, but I don't disrespect. I do not disrespect. I'm not one of them. So again. Should you want to talk to me, sweetheart? Let's do it. Anybody else? Y'all know what's going on with me. It's your boy DA. I just want to talk on a pull up. I will pull up on you and set this shit up and we can sit and talk. More than likely I'll have mic stands. I don't have mic stands right now, but I will. I'm going to put this up on YouTube so y'all can go back and look at it. I'm going to post it for days. Hopefully y'all shared it enough that it reached the right people that it needed to reach. No, I wasn't in the comments this time because I just wanted to be direct and deliberate. I wanted to get my word across. But we are all hurt to some degree. Me more than most. Y'all just have no idea who the fuck I really am behind this mic. But I play it off well. Let's start doing that, bro. Let's take some time for us. Take some time to find you. Take some time to heal you. Because you can't help nobody out here. What's the thing with the soul ties? I don't really know if that shit's true, but that spiritual shit, that religious shit, dealing with 4-5 women and then go try to get a wife, all that Kurt Franklin shit. I don't know. But take some time for you, bro. If you finding ladies, if you finding bros, if you finding that in relationships they not working out time after time after time, then it ain't them. Might be. Especially if you're dealing with me, ladies. Not the bro shit. Yeah, you play too much. It might just be you. Cat Williams said this shit like years ago in that stand-up. What about your ain't shit pussy is you attracting? Niggas, what about your ain't shit conversation is you attracting? It's not always your complete polar opposite. It could just be you. Let's take some time, bro, and find out who we are before we start pointing our finger at anybody else. Hey, that was on some Jerry Springer type shit. I really like that. I'm going to go back and look at that again because I want to remember that. I had a whole bunch of other more profound shit to say, but I'm going to take this time to back out of here, man. And I want y'all to really go back and look at this shit and listen to what I said from start to finish because it's real. Hurt people hurt people. I brought the mic out for y'all. I brought the headphones. everything. The Podcaster Pro. It's your boy DA. I just want to talk on the pull up. Y'all be smooth, man. I fuck with y'all heavy. For real. It might not seem like it all the time, but I do. I love y'all, bro. Be smooth. I hope this hit where it was supposed to hit. And if it didn't, fuck you.